this is what I do. So, yeah, I'm going to start off by saying I have a lot of spoilers for Cobra Kai Season 3, but let's just face it. If you haven't seen it by now, then you don't really want to see it, but I'm glad you're here anyway. So, let's talk about Cobra Kai Season 3. You cannot imagine anyone on Earth happier than me when I heard that they were going to be making the Cobra Kai series like a couple of years ago. When I first heard about it, I thought it was like a joke. I was like, there's no way. There's no way, because like even to this day when I work out, I listen to "You're the Best Around." You know, that song still gets me pumped. You know, Karate Kid 1, 2, and 3. I don't count the one with what's his name, Will Smith's son. I don't count that one. And the one with the girl Hilary Swank, we don't count that one. We only count the 1, 2, and 3, the real ones with Daniel's son. So I was so happy when I heard about Cobra Kai. Season 1 was amazing, like how they flipped the script and let us see things from different point of views. Like, you know, we always saw like Daniel when he poured the water on Johnny when he was, you know, sitting there rolling a blunt. You know, he had the little skeleton costume on, and Daniel poured the water on him. He was like, oh yeah, get him and everything. But then we get to hear it from Johnny's point of view, and Johnny's all like, yo, you know, I'm just sitting there chilling, and you know, a dude comes, you know, messing with me, he pours water on me and everything. So then we go to rough him up and everything. He's got this old guy, he comes, beat us up and everything. You know, so it's like, oh wow, it's amazing. We're hearing these things from Johnny's point of view. So, you know, season 1 was amazing. Season 2, things got a little dicey in season 2. Like, at the end, they had this really big fight. And it's like, okay, I watch it now with an adult mind, and I couldn't help but think that, like, while they were having that long fight, like if you see the end of season 2, the climax episode where they have this big huge fight at the school that lasts for like 10 minutes, and they're just beating the shit out of each other, the kiddies' ass, and beating the teachers up and everything. And I'm just like, where's the teachers? Where's the police? Where's anything? Where's anyone? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna suspend my belief right here and just be like, okay, this is a land where teachers don't get involved with, I mean, this was like a melee, you know, so I'm like, whatever. So Miguel ends up in a coma. So this is how season 2 ended. Miguel is in a coma. So I'm like, oh my God, will he ever work again? Will he ever do karate again? Oh no, Miguel's in a coma. And what I like about Cobra Kai is, like, this is not some fantasy thing where, like, the next episode, everything's fine. It's like, oh, yeah, we had this ginormous, like, battle royale in the middle of school. And the next day, oh, no, everything's fine. It's like, no, kids got arrested. They showed kids, I mean, one of the girls had go to probation and everything. Miguel was in a coma. And what I liked about what they did was they did not make it where Miguel was going to be, the doctors come in and said, he'll never walk again. He's paralyzed. And then, oh no, Miguel's paralyzed, he'll never walk. But through the power of karate and his sensei, he learns to walk again. And I'm like, okay, I already am living in a world here where they're like dueling karate school factions. And this is like, I mean, this is like the Wild Wild West. You're not going to have me start believing that people can walk through the power of karate. It's like, so I like what they did with Miguel, where they said, okay, no, his scans came back fine. It may be a matter of swelling, or it just may be a matter of the mind, which I thought was even better. You know, it's a matter of the mind. Now we get to watch this cool montage of Miguel, you know, learning to walk. Although, of course, Johnny is not making it easy. It was, you know, that was good. So I like how they did that with Miguel. That was a point of season 3 that I was like, okay, at least they're not going to go the fantasy route with us. You know, they're keeping the writing, even though it's set in a different universe, they're keeping the writing based in some sort of reality. Another high point of season 3, and, you know, season 1 too, but season 3 was Daniel's wife. The woman who plays Daniel's wife, what's her name? Courtney Hendler. I enjoy her, and I wasn't sure I was going to, because when I saw her, immediately I thought that they were going to do the same stereotype like how they do with black girls. Whenever you see a black girl in a movie, she's no you didn't, you know. So when I saw, okay, so we got Daniel LaRusso, you know, him and his mom always got that Italian thing about them. So I'm like, okay, when I see his wife, I'm like, I hope they don't go the stereotypical Italian, hey, I'm an Italian girl from Jersey, you know, my mom's making spaghetti, you know. I'm like, don't do that with her. But they, you know, I don't need a man, you know, I take care of myself, I don't take no, you know, they didn't do that with her. She wasn't an annoying stereotype, and I like that about that, what they did with his wife. In fact, this season, she actually starts acting a little bit more realistic, because I'm like, in season 2, you got this girl beating up on your daughter. I'm like, you ain't gonna go up to school? What are you doing? You selling cars? I'm like, yo, your daughter is being terrorized by this girl at school. I'm just like, yo, I would go up to that school and I would just like, I would execute that little girl in front of everyone. I'm like, excuse me. So in season 3, Daniel's wife finally, it starts getting a little bit more real. And I don't know if it has anything to do with it changing hands between YouTube Red and to Netflix, the writing, but it seems a little bit, even though it's still so wacky at times when you think about it, this is dueling karate schools. But it's like, still, you know, you're in it and you're like, you believe it's happening. So they made it a little bit more real, like where the mom is like, we can call the police. And then she goes up to Sensei Kreese and she's all like, you know, Sensei Kreese is doing his Sensei Kreese thing. Like, you know, he got the cigar and because his magic works on everyone. So she comes in there and she's like, I want to talk to you about, and he's like, you know, a snake is, you know, very powerful. And she's like, I don't give a fuck about a snake. She slaps him. She's like, hold up, you know, none of that. So I was like, okay, I like how they did that with her. So the wife is good. Hawk is he's coming along nicely. I like what they're doing with Hawk. I like Hawk more every time I think about the thing I don't like about the show, which is Dimitri. I cannot stand Dimitri. He's okay. Miguel, Hawk, Eli, whatever his name was at first, and Dimitri, they all started out kind of nerdy and everything. And then Miguel got beat up twice, and started learning karate. And the first day of karate school, teacher, of course, what Sensei trying to do, beat him up the first day, screaming at him, yelling, you're nothing, you're a punk, you're a pussy, all this stuff. And what did Miguel do? Did he cry? No. Yes, Sensei. Started learning. What are you going to do? You know, pick your enemy. And Miguel just started fighting. Then they showed this cool montage in season 1. Miguel learning how to, that's one thing I really love seeing is a good workout montage. And they gave a good one with Miguel learning. So I'm like, Miguel only had to get beat up twice to be like, nah, I'm not, that's not what I'm doing. Eli had it worse. I mean, Eli had the lip, you know, he was crying and all of that. He had to be like, he looked at Miguel and was like, you know what? If he could do it, I could do it. You know, Sensei was calling him lip and doing all this stuff. And Eli was like, you know what? Fuck that shit, man. He went and got the hair and the tattoo and was like, now what? And now nobody messed with Eli. He got the girl. He does whatever he wants. You know, now he's Hawk. You know what I'm saying? And then there is Dimitri. Dimitri started out a nerd, and Dimitri is still a nerd. Dimitri's character has not grown any for me. And even though they gave him a little pity kicks, you know, they let him get a few kicks. Because it's like everybody in this big fight is fighting, you know, let's let Dimitri get a few lucky hits. There's no way in any world that you have me believe that Hawk couldn't just murder Eli anytime he wanted to. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, okay, whatever. But Dimitri is still just the weakest. I can't stand it. I mean, I hate him. And nothing against the actor who plays him. I mean, you know, I don't do all that kind of thing. I'm sure he's, you know, he's a very nice guy. And I guess he's a really good actor because he's got me hating him. I hate his freaking character. He's so nerdy. And even when he should be standing up for himself, he still manages to mess it up by saying something soft and apologetic at the end. You know, even when he tries to stand up for himself, he's standing up for himself like, yes, I am a nerd and I'm stupid and I'm this and everything, but that's okay. And you can't. No, you're supposed to be like, man, fuck that. I don't care what you don't, whatever we're going to do. We're going to fight or whatever. You're going to beat me up. You have to beat me up every day then because you're not going to keep talking about me. You're not going to be all over my face like this. You know what I'm saying? So, but no, none of that with Dimitri, you know, and they trying to do something with him like, when he went to Miyagi-Do, and even Daniel was getting frustrated with him like, I don't really like punching and kicking, and my arms are kind of weak, you know, and they make him talk with that voice. I'm just like, ah. Okay, but that's pretty much the only thing I dislike about Cobra Kai season 3 is Dimitri. What they did also is they opened up so many doors for so many new stories. Like, if you remember in Cobra Kai Karate Kid Part 3, they had Terry Silver, and he was one of my favorite villains of all time. I mean, Terry Silver is so underrated as a villain. He was so believable. His kung fu was off the hook. He was getting asa, asa. You remember Terry Silver with the ponytail, asa. And every 5 minutes, yo, you saved my life in Vietnam. You saved my life in Vietnam. So what does Cobra Kai season 3 do? They show how John Kreese saves Terry Silver's life in Vietnam. And it is incredible. I said spoilers. I'm going to leave that one a little secret. I'll let you guys, if you haven't seen it, I'll throw you a little bone right there. I'll let you have that. But boy, do they show what happened with Terry Silver in Vietnam. You saved my life back in Vietnam. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, and how it ends too. So it's like they open up doors. So it's like, oh man, could we be seeing Mike Barnes? You remember Mike Barnes, the bad boy of karate? It's like, could we be seeing a Mike Barnes? I mean, he was AJ on General Hospital. I loved him on that. So it's like, when I saw General Hospital, I was like, oh snap, that's Mike Barnes from the Karate Kid. So, we could do Mike Barnes, but it's like, they talk about Terry Silver. That was amazing. They show flashbacks of John Kreese as a young man. And it is like, they do subversion of expectation the correct way, not like those two who shall not be named, D&D, but they do it the proper way. It was like when I was watching it, I was like, oh, I couldn't see where it was coming. I was like, this is refreshing, because you would think when you're just watching a show by the Karate Kid, okay, the good guy's eventually going to win, but that didn't happen. And I was like, wow, Cobra Kai actually won. I was like, yes, So it was like, that was great. I like how they're doing the writing. This is different. They're actually taking these characters from these 3 movies and fleshing them out into a series. And it's like, and it's adult. Like, we've got cursing and stuff. I feel like we might have an adultery scene because, now Allie's back. She came in for an episode and dipped. But she mentioned that, oh yeah, by the way, I'm divorced now, and she and Johnny almost kissed. If her phone didn't ring, they would have kissed. So I'm like, okay, so we feel like Allie might come back right as Johnny is getting with Miguel's mom. So it's like, I don't think Allie is going to try to get with Daniel, because I don't think she wants no parts of Daniel's wife. She wants no parts of her. But I think she might try Johnny because she might feel like Miguel's mom. She's kind of forgettable. I can't remember her name. I don't dislike her, but no offense, I kind of just wish they made her like a different character. Like, if she just looked different, not, I don't know. I think Johnny likes hotter babe. She's not like hot enough. Like the lady from, what's that lady from that show with Al Bundy, that lady there, that from that show, you know who I'm talking about, that the TV show. It's not Al Bundy, but Ed O'Neill plays this TV show where he's married to this hot Latina woman. So I'm thinking Miguel's mom doesn't have to be like a bombshell, but she should be at least a little bit more like Johnny would go for. She just looks like a mom, no offense to moms. I'm just a mom, but I'm just thinking, I'm watching TV. I want to get into fantasy world. Where's the hot, Miguel's mom should have just been super hot. All the kids are hot, all of the freaking teenagers are hot. All of the adults are hot. So it's like, and then Miguel's mom comes and says, hi. She looks like she was just cleaning her floors and making dinner, doing the laundry, just regular stuff. Everyone else looks like they just, came from doing something fantastic and fabulous. Even the teenagers pull up in cars and have these fantastic teenage lives, never parent around, they're having parties, and everyone's got these big, beautiful houses. And, I get that Miguel and them are poor, but, Miguel's grandmother is, prettier. So I don't know what they did with the casting there, but it is what it is. It's still Cobra Kai season 3, and I still love it. Love it, love it, love it. One of the main things, though, it left some questions, though. It's like, it's still kind of weird to me, because I'm just like, John Kreese. I'm trying to figure out, what does he want? Does he want to kill Daniel? Because sometimes I feel like, where is this going? Is this like really karate school beef? Like, is it because of money? Like, okay, your karate school is taking money from my karate school. You stole some of my students. Or is this really the beef from the 80s? It's like, y'all know how to hold a grudge, man. I give it up, y'all. The Petty Award goes to John Kreese, Daniel Russo, and Johnny Lawrence, because they are holding on to this. This is serious. Boy was in a coma. People have gone to jail. At the end, when Daniel's daughter and Tori are fighting, she pulls out a sword, and I'm just watching it like, is she really going to kill? I would have been like, we're fighting. I would have been like, are you really going to kill me? We go to school together. I mean, we're students. Are you really going to kill me? So I'm just like, how far is this really going to go? And John Kreese, I'm like, okay, so now you bring in, it seems like he's going to bring Terry Silver into the mix. I'm like, okay, are you guys going to try to kill Daniel? That's why I'm like, I'm actually intrigued. It's like, as silly as it sounds, like these battling karate schools, I'm actually super intrigued to find out, like, what's going to happen. Like, it's so weird. But Martin Cove, he's absolutely amazing. Like, I'm all over him on Instagram, all over his page. It's just like, wow, how does someone get 30 years older and still look that great and still, pull out that role? I mean, he still comes in with the cigar and the black and the Cobra Kai, and his karate is real. Like, if you look at his Instagram page in real life, Martin Cove, he's really working out. I see videos of him working out, and he really doing karate. Like, Johnny is like a fucking triple degree black belt. Like, these guys are real. You could tell Johnny's karate is real. Like, Daniel, the stuntman is so obvious with Daniel. The wig and the stuntman, it's obvious. But Daniel does some of the kicks and some of the kata. That's really him. But the stuntman, when they're really fighting, is bad for Daniel. But Johnny, you can look at him and like, no, that it's really karate. His karate is very strong. Karate, yes. So Martin Cove still hasn't lost a beat. He's amazing at it. She's still Sensei Kreese. He's still evil. And I'm just like, he likes turning people against each other. He likes it when the kids fight. Like he took the mouse and he fed it to the snake, which I thought was a silly thing because I'm like, these kids are high school students. They don't know that snakes would eat a whole mouse. I knew that from just being in school, and I was asleep halfway through middle school and high school. So it's like, and I remember knowing that. So it's like when they saw that he was going to eat the mouse, they were like, what? Snakes eat mice? So yeah, yes. Like, I was like, what school do you guys go to? What is this? Maybe you got hit in the head too many times. You know, maybe you should do some meditation. Go to Miyagi-Do and just do some kata, because clearly Cobra Kai is too sophisticated for you. So, yeah, so, but then he kicked him out, which is great. Sensei Kreese saw the weak ones who couldn't figure out the mouse and the snake thing. He's just like, all right, get out of here. You're weak. You're not for Cobra Kai. You're not Cobra Kai material. And another thing I like that Cobra Kai, that Sensei Kreese did, now that he's in charge of Cobra Kai, and Johnny has Eagle Fang karate, he went to the school, and Sensei Kreese was just there peeping. And it looked kind of creepy, though, that a grown man was there at the school looking at the kids. But he was watching them work out. And what he realized he needed was athletes. And that's what he brought into Cobra Kai. He said, that's what we've been missing, natural athletes. Because I saw it. One of the kids was weightlifting, and John Kreese was, like, yeah, I like him. He got a basketball player. He went and got the first kid from the first season, the Asian kid who's first started calling Miguel Rhea. He went and got him. He's on a wrestling team, I guess now. He's got a couple of years, more experience now. So he gets on the team now. Now his rival is kind of like Hawk now, because they're battling for the first place in Cobra Kai. It's cool. Yeah, it's a masterpiece. Cobra Kai is just a masterpiece. He took a movie and made seasons, and I'm just like, you could actually do seasons. This is like, it was trending online, Cobra Kai season 4. A few days after season 3 came out, people were like, okay, season 4 now, please. Because we can't wait a whole nother year for season 4. Are you serious? There's so much that they can do with this, and I just applaud them. I can't believe they did it well. And I was so scared, because lately, like, what they do is they take a great movie and then they reboot it, and it's really corny. Jurassic Park World was really corny. Terminator was really corny. I tried to get through the new Star Wars. Everything they touch is really bad. So when I heard about this, I was scared, but they are doing very well. So if they keep this up, this is going to be one of the best reboots of all time. And I just hope that people look at this as an example. Look at Cobra Kai as an example of how to pay respect to the characters. Don't bring them back and have them looking stupid and weak, and just so you can introduce new characters. Like, they don't make Johnny look pathetic just so they can pop up Miguel. They keep their integrity, and they respect their fans, and I like that. So, yeah. So, if you haven't watched Cobra Kai Season 3, you're stupid, and I don't know what to tell you. But, anyway, yeah. Fear does not exist in this dojo. Does it?